Good morning, everybody. Shavua Tov. I hope you're going to join us a little bit later this morning to hear a great speaker, my good friend Rabbi Kornbluth, who's speaking about raising children to love being Jewish, a very important topic at 10 o'clock this morning. So tune in for that and other classes and programs this week. Okay, now that Hanukkah is over, we can resume our exploration of the incredible, deep, meaningful, powerful words of the Amidah. Now, just to remind everybody, we are studying the Amidah, the silent prayer that we say every day, not because we are trying to necessarily teach people how to say the Amidah, or because we are assuming that people are saying it on a regular basis. They may be, they may not be. You may be, you may not be. The purpose of studying the Amidah, or the Shmona Esrei as we call it, is because the basic concepts of Jewish philosophy are all found in the Amidah. So, for example, we left off on the fifth blessing of the Shmona Esrei, or the silent prayer, which is the blessing of Teshuvah, the blessing where we ask Hashem, Hashivenu Avinu L'Sarasecho, please Hashem, please God, return us to your Torah. Now, I'll ask you a question. Let's say I want to say to you, hey, I want you to return to Hong Kong, right? So that is not going to make much sense if you've never been to Hong Kong, or if you didn't start off in Hong Kong, right? You can't return somewhere that you've never been to or that you didn't start off in. So when we say Hashivenu Hashem L'Sarasecha, please God return us to your Torah, that is assuming, is it not? Isn't that going with an assumption that our starting off place was proximity to Torah, and now we're asking God that after time has elapsed and we've maybe strayed or distanced ourselves from that place, we want to return back there? Well, what if we didn't start off there? What if we never had that proximity to Torah? So the answer here is actually very deep, and that is that every Jewish person, by natural default, by sort of a result of the dynamics of their own soul, starts off in a place very close to Torah, very close to spiritual awareness and spiritual wisdom. We're told that when we're in the womb, when a Jewish baby is in the womb, they're taught the entirety of Torah. We're never far from Torah. The starting off place, the natural state of the Jewish soul, is closeness to God. It's in a state of proximity to its Creator. When we stray, when we distance ourselves over time, we make choices and we move away, and our life goes on, and we find ourselves at some point perhaps far away from Torah and Torah commitment and the wisdom and the beauty and the light of Torah. That's only a temporary state. The real state, the real natural state of the Jewish soul is close to Hashem and close to His Torah. So when we say, Hashivenu Avinu L'Sarasecha, please God return us to your Torah, we mean it. We mean return us back to that place where we naturally come from, where our souls originate from, which is a place of holiness and purity and light and intensity. And that's what we're asking for in this bracha, to return back to that. Just return us back to the natural state of our existence. All right, we'll talk more about this as we move on. Have a great week. See you all at the classes and programs this week.